Well, what happened in the House of Commons last night is very concerning. It seems that the usual processes and the way that the House of Commons works were changed. Now, my understanding is that the Speaker has apologised for that and is going to reflect on what happened.
Speaker Lindsay Hoyle said that he made that decision to allow Labour's amendments out of concerns for seating MPs. He didn't want another MP killed. Do you accept that explanation?
As I said, I think the Speaker has apologised, is my understanding, for what happened last night, because the usual ways in which Parliament works were changed, and that is concerning. The Speaker said he's going to reflect on that. But the substance of this and the government's position is very clear. We want to see an immediate pause in what's happening in Gaza so that we can get more aid in and, crucially, get the hostages out, including the British hostages, and we can use that as a foundation to build a sustainable, lasting ceasefire, but that involves Hamas having no part to play in future governance of Gaza. We're also increasing our aid right now. Just last night, for the first time, we dropped aid by air into a hospital in northern Gaza, making a difference on the ground to people who need that help.
So do you accept the Speaker's explanation? Does he have your backing, sir?
As I said, what happened in Parliament last night was concerning because the usual ways in which Parliament works were changed. Now, my understanding is that the Speaker has apologised for what happened and is reflecting on that. But I think the important point here is that we should never let extremists intimidate us into changing the way in which Parliament works. Parliament is an important place for us to have these debates, and just because some people may want to stifle that with intimidation or aggressive behaviour, we should not bend to that and change how Parliament works. That's a very slippery slope. It's not the right way to go.
And some of your MPs are calling on the government to bring forward their own debate on Gaza so that each party can have their say. Will you do that?
Well, the government's position is very clear. What we want to see is an immediate humanitarian pause in hostilities, which will allow us to get the hostages out, including the British hostages, but also get more aid in to people who need it. And we can use that immediate pause to then build the conditions for a sustainable ceasefire which can last. And that means Hamas crucially not having any role to play in Gaza. But right here and now, we are getting more aid in. Just yesterday, we dropped by air for the first time aid into northern Gaza, into a hospital, together with the Jordanians. That is making a difference on the ground.